Hi, I'm Cheryl Belson, and I'm back once again with Top 3 Things, where I try to keep you informed as a chapter of what is going on and what you can look forward to. Today, I want to highlight for you 3 things. I want to highlight information about Common Threads, which is our annual fabric sale. I want to highlight all of the workshops that are coming up the rest of this year, and I want to highlight the progress of our nominating committee in getting us ready for 2026. So as I always say, let's just dive right in. Well, let me get started first off with talking about Common Threads. Now, Common Threads, for those of you that are new, is our annual fabric sale. And it is built on it's a resale of donations that have come from you, our members, as well as the community. So I want to tell you a couple of things about Common Threads because there's some changes this year. The first change is the date. We normally have it the third week in August, and this year, due to some issues beyond our control, we're moving that up to the first weekend of August. So setup will be on August 1, and the actual sale will be on August 2. The other thing that's changed is the location. The location is being changed from the Water Authority, where we've been for quite some time, to the Atlanta Realtor Center, which is where we've had Spring Fling and the annual meeting the last few times. So it's in Sandy Springs this year. So those are 2 really significant changes that we're making. The third thing I want to talk about with Common Threads, as I said at the beginning of this, it's made possible by donations. And those donations come from you, our members, as well as the community. So I'm going to put out a plea that you would begin right now looking at your stash. What are things that you are not going to sew, but they're great pieces of fabric, or they're notions that you've determined that you're not going to use, but it's a great notion. If you would, please begin to pull those things out now and begin to notify Kathy and Verlia that you have them. You can do that via a link in the members area of our website. If you go to the members area and you go to a frequently asked questions, there'll be a link that says, how can I donate fabric? And you can enter it that way. Or you can send an email directly to Kathy and or Verlia, and their email address will be found in our member directory, also in the members only area if you don't have those. And if you have any trouble, reach out to someone in the chapter, reach out to me, and I'll help you get connected with them. But we really do need those donations to come in as quickly as possible. Now, I said the second thing I wanted to talk about was all of the workshops that we're hosting for the rest of the year. And we have quite a few. So I want to highlight them, and I want to highlight them in conjunction with the information that you gave us in the survey that we did in December of last year. So the first one that's coming up is already on the website. You can register for it. It's an upcycled messenger bag, and our own member, Patsy Spencer, is going to be teaching that class. It's a 2-part class. So you go the first day on June 21st in the afternoon, and that's when Patsy helps you identify what parts of your different things that you've brought with you to make your bag out of can be used. So she'll help you identify, you could use the pocket on this jacket for the bag, or you could use the button or the whatever. So you're going to be bringing the items that you want to turn into a messenger bag with you on that day and getting them kind of cut out and figure out how to do that. Now, the second part of the class will be on July the 19th. And in that class, you'll come back with all of those pieces cut out and you'll construct the bag. The cost of the class is $100 for members and $120, I believe, for non-members. And it includes the pattern and the hardware for the bag, as well as Patsy's instruction. So that's out there right now. You can go on our website, look under things we do, events and retreats, and you'll find that bag class there to register. The next class, oh, and let me back up before I leave that. We chose that topic because one of the top 10 items that you told us you wanted to learn about this year were bag making, and another one was upcycling. So we put those two things together to create this class on upcycling a messenger bag. Now, the next class is something that we are hoping to give you. So I just want to put it out there with the caveat that we're hoping to make this work, but we're not there yet. And that will be on October the 18th, following our annual meeting. And that will be a workshop, like a half-day workshop on batiking. And you'll get to actually get your hands wet and dirty learning how to batik fabric and making a batik fabric sample. So I am really hoping that that works out. The details are being hammered out and in the works now, but stay tuned for more on that. The next one I want to tell you about is on October 25th. Now, last year at the annual meeting, I told you we had had an unexpected, unprecedented set of donations to our chapter, and that we were going to work hard in 2025 to give you additional benefit. So part of how we've done that is to try to bring in some instructors that are of nationally acclaimed instructors. So we already brought in Gail Yellen, and we brought in Orla Hart, who may not be nationally acclaimed, but she is a certified teacher of a nationally acclaimed teacher. And Jennifer Stern, who is definitely a nationally acclaimed speaker, will be doing a mini virtual workshop for us on October 25th on pants fitting. Now, the great news about this workshop is that it is going to be completely free to the members. We have a limit of how many people can be on the virtual video, the call. It'll be a Zoom call, and our limit is 100, and Jen's going to be one of those. So we'll have space for 99 people. You can get together if you want to and have a watch party. You can watch on your own, but once we hit that 99 number, Zoom won't let anybody else in. But I want you to know about that, and that's one of the ways that we are trying to use that money to benefit you, because the chapter is completely funding that. And one of your top 10 wishes in the December survey was to learn about pants making, and fit is a huge part of pants making. Last workshop I want to highlight is coming the very next weekend on November 1. That's an in-person workshop. It's with Anita Morris, who is also known on Instagram as Anita by Design. And she is going to be doing a one-day workshop on sewing with sweater knits. So you'll be making a top out of sweater knit under her guidance. And surprisingly, sewing with sweater knits was the number 3 thing you told us you wanted to learn. So I just want to highlight that we really do listen to what you tell us in the survey that we send out. We'll be sending another one out this December. And so always participate, because we really are trying to target what you tell us you want from the chapter through that survey. The last thing I want to talk about is the nominating committee. The nominating committee has been working really hard to try to meet their objective of filling all of the open positions. Now, I'm going to tell you something a little different than I told you in my last video, because some things have changed since then. One thing that's changed is I didn't mention that we would also be looking for a secretary, but that has changed, and we thankfully started looking for and have already found someone to run for secretary. And so I want to do a shout out to Tiffany Kelly, who has agreed to run for secretary, which is great. Thank you, Tiffany. The second position that I told you we would be looking for, but that we are not looking for, is president. I guess you can put it in the category of a woman has the opportunity or the freedom to change her mind, whatever. But I will be running for president again. This will be my last year that I can run because I will have reached my 4-year term limit. That is a requirement by national. So next year, when the nominating committee goes to work, they will be looking for a president. And the third position that we have filled is membership communications. And Genevieve Messier has agreed to take on that role. So thank you, Genevieve. So the three things we are still looking for, and the nominating committee is shaking the bushes for, are a retail liaison leader. We have a team, but we need to replace the chair of that committee. We need to replace one of our neighborhood group coordinators. And we need to replace, I'm having a senior moment, so I can't think of it, but I'll put it on the screen when I do the video editing. Oh, well, there you have it. So those are the three things. So I really encourage you, really think about whether you would be willing to take on one of those three positions. Because when everybody comes together to take part and to pitch in, the work is easy. All right, well, the last thing I always close with is who is the winner of the Facebook Challenge. And this month, the winner of the Facebook Me Made May Challenge is Joyce Stevenson. And we are thrilled. Joyce, you made a beautiful dress, and thanks for sharing it with us on Facebook. Don't forget to reach out to our publicity chairs, Janine and Africa, to claim which of the prizes you want to pick this month. Well, that's all I have for this month. As always, thanks for listening, and I'll be sewing alongside you until next month.